This is Mr. Beck Does Your Homework, AP Physics, Homework 5.1, question number 5, 6, and 7. A block of mass 6 kilograms, which has an initial speed of 2 meters per second at time 0, slides on a horizontal surface. So I've got this block that's already got an initial speed, v. Find the magnitude of the work that must be done on the block to bring it to rest. So I want to know how much work has to be done to bring it to rest. Well, the work that is needed to bring it to rest is going to be the change in the energy that it has. Since it's on a horizontal flat surface, there's no change in potential energy, so it's really the change in kinetic energy. And if I start at some speed and wind up at 0 sometime later on, well, then all I've done is I've lost the kinetic energy it has here. So it's just going to be, my initial kinetic energy is going to be how much work needs to be done. It'll actually be negative because I got to take away that much energy, but this says find the magnitude, so I can do it this way. So that work is going to be 1/2 the mass times the initial velocity squared. So it's going to be 1/2 the mass of 6 kilograms times the initial velocity of 2 meters per second squared. Sorry, 2 meters per second squared. So 1/2 of 6 times 2 squared. So that'll give me the amount of work I need to do to bring this thing to rest. If a constant friction force of magnitude 2 newtons is exerted on the block by the surface, find the magnitude of the acceleration of the block. This turns out to be easier than you think, because the force on the block is the friction force, is 2 newtons. It's going to equal the mass of the block times the acceleration of the block. So if you're looking for the acceleration is going to be the force of friction divided by the mass, because that's going to be the net force. Because I've got gravity down, normal force up, and friction back, nothing pushing forward. These two balance, and friction is my unbalanced force. So it's going to be my force of friction, which is 2 newtons, divided by my mass, which is 6 kilograms. So that's going to be, for me, 0.33, and so on. How far does the block slide before it comes to rest? Well, now I can figure out that my work is going to be my force times my distance. So the work that I needed to do was this amount of work. The force is the force of friction, because that's what's doing the stopping, and I'm looking for the distance. So my distance is going to be my work from up above divided by my force of friction that they gave me. So I'm going to have some amount of work from up above divided by my force of friction, for me was 2, and that's going to give me the distance that I need to travel.